Oh, God.
My foot just don't want to go over that.
Don't half go down when you get on.
Don't be cheeky.
Good morning and welcome back to Handlebars and Holidays. Thanks for joining us once again. So it's a rather beautiful Saturday morning and we are just having a bit of a ride down to a very nice, a little bit more inland, wooded type area called Dwelling Up, where we're meeting some friends who are just having their second trip in their caravan. They've recently bought a caravan and they've stayed fairly close to home while they have a couple of little goes just to get used to it all. So we thought we'd go down and have a bit of lunch with them. We have got a top box full of bacon and barm cakes, so so we're good to go. Excuse my little cough. So I've got the co-pilot there. She's chief navigator. So we got a little stint on the freeway and then we'll get into some nicer roads. So we've both been a bit crook recently, haven't we, Ange?
Yeah.
I managed to pick up the flu, which basically knocked the hell out of me for about a week and a half. And you got something, didn't you? I don't know quite what you got, but
wasn't anything like you got. But then I was taking probiotics and echinacea, so
yeah, we were
immunity
taking
was
that
a bit
many
stronger.
pills and potions and things. We were almost rattling and glugging as we moved.
These little grandkids bringing things home from daycares and stuff.
Yes. Apparently the doctors and the chemists and everything were calling it kindy flu because it was all the kids
In
bringing
WA,
all the germs
anyway.
home from kindy. Okay, so we're just going on the freeway now. It's going to be a bit boring and windy, so I'll switch the cameras off and turn you back on when we get to something a little bit nicer. So we just decided to stop for a quick coffee at the services down the freeway. We were a bit ahead of schedule, so didn't want to arrive too early. Oh, here she is. Coffee's arrived. The tea lady.
Don't know if there's enough sugar in there, so I've brought another.
Actually quite a nice coffee, that. We're practicing various bike setups, camera setups, clothing and all that sort of stuff for the we've got a big trip, well, a big trip for us, a month-long trip in October coming up. So we're just trying to finalise exactly how we're going to do things. Trying to get it right. Okay, so coffee consumed. We've only got about 45 minutes or so now down to Dwelling Up. Just a little tiny bit more on the freeway and then we're off and we should be in some nicer roads then. Right, go on you go, babe.
Okay?
Yeah, go.
I'm coming. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
My foot just don't want to go over that.
Don't half go down when you get on.
Don't be cheeky. Feel nice and refreshed now. Big brew for the day.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it is, considering I forgot to get a brew this morning. I thought I'll have one when you come down. Then I thought, no, I'll go and have a shower.
Okay, so we've got 44 minutes to go, a little bit more on the freeway, so I'll just switch the cameras off for a bit and back in a bit. Okay, so we're well off the freeway now and into the nice roads. Weather is proving to be perfect today. It's 17 degrees at the moment. I think that's the high for today. And this is actually the nicest time of year, really, when it doesn't get stinking hot and it's not particularly cold, so it's good. We're about 20 minutes from the campsite, and see how our friends have, if they've survived the night.
Hopefully it wasn't too cold for them.
They're a bit more inland and a bit further south, so it will have been considerably colder where they are. So hopefully they've found some way of keeping warm. I would imagine Mr. B would have come up with some sort of suggestions. What do you think, Ange?
Oh yes, knowing Mr. B.
We can only refer to him as Mr. B for political reasons and to keep his identity stum. So it's a public holiday weekend this weekend, and the freeway was quite busy with a fair few people travelling south. Everybody tends to pile down south on a public holiday.
It's not like it'd be quieter though, is it? Usually is quieter, but not on a public holiday.
No, not now. All the caravans come out, the fishing rods, the surfboards, all the beach gear. The Aussies can't wait to get in the water.
Join the sharks.
Yeah, go and play with the sharks.
Feels quite damp with all the trees and the cloud up there now, doesn't it? It's coming out again. You can see the sunshine over there.
This is the nice thing about WA, in that once you get off the freeway and away from the metro area, it's so quiet. All the roads, I mean, they're not exactly...
You can travel without passing a car sometimes for miles, can't you?
Yeah, you can do hours and hours and see hardly any vehicles, but the roads, some would say the roads are a bit boring because they tend to be long, sweepy roads like this. But at least they're nice and green, and the road surface is very good, and here and there are some nice little twisty sections. Oh, what's this? A few bikers coming up here. They look like they've been doing a bit of off-roading. Oh yes, there you go, a little wheelie. I think that was for our benefit. You were saying, look what you can't do.
Well, you can when I get on back, can't you?
Well, no, you're not. I'm not.
Don't be cheeky.
So we were just talking about the trip that we're going to do in October earlier, while the cameras were off, and we're both really looking forward to it. It's going to be quite an interesting one because it is the longest trip that we'll have done on a bike. It's going to be a month long. But the interesting bit, the most interesting initial bit, I suppose, would be that we will be riding across the Nullarbor Plain. Now the Nullarbor Plain is classed as a desert, and it's about 1,200 kilometres long, and it's essentially a whole heap of nothing. There are roadhouses or little servos or garages or whatever you want to call them along the way, typically every 200 to 300 kilometres, where you can stop and get a bite to eat and what have you. So it's not exactly torturous. It's not like riding through a desert, but it's going to take us probably 3 days. We're going to have 2 nights staying over on the Nullarbor, and that's just going to be a fair bit of mile crunching. And we've got a couple of days. We've got 2 days riding and 1 night's overnighter to get to the beginning of the Nullarbor. So altogether it'll take about 5 days to get to the other side, at which point then we'll be in South Australia, And then after that we have absolutely no plans really. We're just going to make it up as we go along, which we found to be the best bit of these bike holidays, to just not plan anything and see where the wind takes you.
We've not been
We're
to
both
Adelaide
really
in
looking-
South Australia, have we?
Sorry, say that again, Ange?
I said we've not been over to South Australia
No.
in Adelaide.
No, we'll be going around areas that we've not been, so it'll all be new to us.
And
we're
hopefully
really
catch up
looking
with our
forward to
best
that.
man from 30 odd years ago.
Yeah, we'll be
He's over there.
hopefully catching up with some friends from years back. But we're going to film everything, that's the plan. And it should all finish up on YouTube at some point, so if that's of interest to you, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. It's bound to be fraught with good and bad, I would think.
I could be asleep now if I was in car.
Exactly. You slept all the way to work on Thursday and most of the way home.
That's because I woke up at 3 o'clock and never went back to sleep. So I just about caught up, didn't I? You slept as soon as you sat down on the sofa when you got home.
Yeah, we're both getting good at it, aren't we?
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
plot 35.
Yep.
Apparently.
Oh, it's tarmac. I thought it was just... That isn't, is it?
Visitors must report to office. Right, just nip in and ask them which way we go to plot 35.
Plot 35 there. Do you want me to follow
where's-
you?
Is that the office? What does that
This
say?
is here,
Office?
so we're here.
Oh,
So just
So we're
turn
just
right
down,
here,
we're just down here. Yeah.
and it's 35.
Well, yeah, you walk round there
I'll walk. Yeah, okay. Go on, you alright?
then. Go on. Now then.
I think Mr. B's walking up here. There he
Oh,
is.
there
He's
he is.
waving at you.
There he is. There he is, look at that. His long hair blowing in the wind. Ha 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 ha! And Mrs. B. Hello, hello.
What you? Why have you brought a screwdriver with you?
I've made Angie walk the whole way.
Horrible, isn't he?
And he ran off and he took the whole table with him.
Oh,
It's been a bit of a pain in the arse.
I've made Angie walk most of the way.
he's growing, isn't he? He looks bigger. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. Right, so now let's have a look.
You've got a nice little setup.
Now then, I've explained to the world of YouTube that we can only refer to you as Mr. B for legal reasons,
Of course, yes.
which makes you Mrs. B
Yes.
for the purpose of this debacle.
Hello, fans everywhere.
So this is it. This is where all the action's going to take place, is it?
Oh yeah. we have run out of. No, we forgot the oil, so we're going to use margarine. But
That can only-
when you live off grid, guys, you have to learn to adapt.
The bacon will
This
do
is
its
it.
own.
Adapt.
Adapt. We can adapt.
Yeah.
This man is the master of adaptation.
Yes. Yes. Adoption.
Adaptation. And let's have a look. How are we doing? Look at all the booze. Look at all the booze.
Oh,
Look at that. There's a full bar.
you could have a bloody good night. Huh?
Full bar.
Jeez.
Hey?
And you're
Don't
already,
look,
you're
don't
already
look
at
too
the
closely
Baileys.
in that direction. God knows what you're going to find.
Look at the bar, yeah.
Yeah, look at the bar.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a funny place to keep the toilet roll.
A lot of sleeping goes on up there.
Go on.
That's what that actually.
Honestly, can't bring you anywhere.
I put them in here. Did you realise that?
Oh, there's a dog.
And this is Billy. This is the guard dog. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. He's a killer. Thinks he's a Rottweiler.
Definitely.
It's a nice setting, isn't it? Look at all that.
It's really good.
How nice.
Yeah.
It's
so
dead quiet as well.
like that.
It's all happening. I don't know if you can smell that, YouTube people, but smelling good.
It's all happening, yeah.
This is a man who knows what he's doing. He knows his way. he knows his way around a camp kitchen, don't you?
I've been faking it for 52 years, and I see no reason. I see no reason to stop now.
So here we are. This is a typical Mr. B's bacon sandwich, and I have to say, Mr. B, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
I think you've got it. I think you've got it sussed.
What do you want me to say to the camera? Anything?
Anything you like. What's the
Anything?
first thing that comes to mind? Keep it clean. You've got nothing to say, have you?
Welcome to Australia.
How are you, Mrs. J? Yeah, you're J. She's B. Yeah. Cheers for the purposes of the video.
Hey, get yours is ready.
Let's just hope her husband doesn't see this. Oh, good.
Pumpkin soup.
You lot think I enjoy this sort of thing, don't you?
Definitely. Biscuits and his cup of
you-
tea.
So a Jewish guy goes to his rabbi and he says, "Rabbi, I'd like to live forever." And the rabbi said to him, "Well, get married then." And he said, "Why? Will that make me live forever?" And the rabbi says, "No, but you'll lose the desire to live forever."
This dog, they don't feed this dog at all. It's literally it's starving. It'll only eat freshly cooked bacon, chicken,
Caviar.
caviar. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we are off. We've said goodbye to Mr. and Mrs. B, and we are basically heading home now, but kind of the long way round, the nice way. But that was very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's surprisingly kind of tranquil being in amongst the trees there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's for sale, that caravan park.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, Mr. and Mrs. B were actually the first couple that we ever met when we came to Australia. Angie started working for a carpet company, and Mr. B was one of the sales guys there, and she introduced me to him, and
We're both from
they've become
Manchester.
both from Manchester. He's from Manchester, she's Aussie,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Yep.
And
But he's like me, Mancunian.
yeah, he talks as much rubbish as you, doesn't he?
That's it.
But we've been friends ever since. That's 15 years now, so they're actually our longest established friends in Western
Perth.
Australia, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
So we're not too far off Calamunda now, which is a nice little country town that we often come to. Gonna stop and grab a coffee. We're actually climbing up into the hills. I don't know if you could see behind there, the camera will pick it up, how flat it is behind. You get some impression of how high we are. Got to just pay close attention to the speed limits today because it's a public holiday weekend. It's double demerits, which means double demerit points and double fines if you're caught speeding. WA loves its double demerit little sessions every time there's a public holiday for like usually the day before and the day after. Everything's doubled. Fun police out again. We're pretty close to the town centre now, although we're coming in from a different angle than normal, so I'm not too familiar with it, to be honest.
We'll probably pass the dome soon. It'll be
maybe.
on the right at the bottom of here, I would guess.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, there's the dome. You want to just park here and have a walk?
Yeah.
So we just had a nice little coffee in Calamunda, and one of us had an apple crumble tart. I'm not going to tell you which one of us that was.
Well, it wasn't me.
Honestly, can't get away with nothing. So we're heading back towards home, but we're going the slightly more scenic route of the world famous zigzag road, which is quite impressive actually. It's just down here. So you start to get the idea now when we get through these trees, just how high up in the hills we are.
And here we're going to see the flats. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
There's the city over there, if the camera can pick it up. Quite often you see things with your naked eye that the camera doesn't pick up, sadly.
Flats,
Look
you
at
can see where
can you
they're
see
doing
the
the smoke.
Can you see
Where
the
they're
little
burning
burn-offs?
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you can see it on here. There's lots of little plumes of smoke coming off the... I don't know if it shows it really.
Now we get into the twisty bit now.
Ooh.
Keep very still on these corners, Angie.
Mm-hmm.
Bit gravelly there. This is quite an unusual little road. It is one way, and I believe at certain times, yeah, I believe at certain times of the year, it's closed altogether. I'm not sure quite when that is, but it's kind of cool. Although there is a couple of unbelievably tight turns.
See the city way over in the distance.
Oh, it's gravelly as well. Don't like that.
No, not when you could fall down there.
The city in front there. This would be a good area for 'em to bring people that are doing the motorcycle test, wouldn't it? if you
They might hold a lot of people up though.
if you make it to the bottom without running off the road, you
pass.
passed. Yeah, and don't put your feet down.
Tight for big cars, if big cars are coming down. Oh, an aeroplane going up there. Somebody going away on the holidays, somewhere nice, I hope. Lots of palm trees here.
And that's it. That was the zigzag road. So we're heading back home. Now, get home in time to take Sid for a walk. That will be his highlight of the day.
Well, it will, because we've been out most of it.
Yeah.
We don't like that, it's used to us being at home.
No. He sulks when he knows we're going out, when he can see you getting ready. He gets all sulky.
And tries to run in the garage to the car.
Yeah, tries to get into the garage and then you can't get him out.
That looks quite posh, that community centre for around here, doesn't it? You can tell when things have newly been built, can't you? Because they're all modern.
So we're kind of on the last stretch now, home, so I'll sign off for today. Say ta-ra, Angie.
Bye!
And thanks for joining us at Handlebars and Holidays. Hope it's been of some interest. That was quite possibly one of the best bacon sandwiches that I've had today. So yeah, thanks to Mr. B for doing the chefing, and we will catch you again very soon, hopefully. So take care, and as always is the case, ride safe.